Street Gods, Samurai Togs. All right, Eric Kim in the house. So the upside of the Samurai Top Knot, it automatically gives you at least 2 inches. So Eric Kim is now officially 6'1". All right, so some thoughts. AI is the ultimate Archimedes lever. Also the funny thing with this haircut, it's a signal that you are self-owned, you don't have a real job, because if you're an office slave, you can't get away with having this haircut. Anyways, so Sabsabay, Chumriapnya. Susray Chinam Kamai, Sabsabay, yeah. Aku Kakungkap. Okay. Ooh, check out the chicken. All right, so oh yeah, so the thoughts. Like, the point of life is to lever up. So for example, with weightlifting, the smart strategy is to intelligently leverage your body better in order to lift more weight. So 508 kilograms, put on a dip belt, deadlift straps, chalk, and the secret is you tie the dip belt chain in the center of the barbell, and essentially when you rack pull it, you're essentially doing like a hip thrust. And the reason why this is smart is your hips are biomechanically the most leveraged position that you could assume, and therefore as a consequence you'll just be able to lift more weight. It's a smart idea. Now, why does this matter? It matters because a lot of people, when they do standard deadlifts and whatever, right? I think the reason why people get injuries is actually because a standard deadlift off the floor, the leverage is actually very poor. Like, think about it this way. Whenever you're trying to do a deadlift off the floor, you're like scraping your shins, right? And your knees get in the way. So like the ideal deadlift would be where you don't have any shins or knees or legs. And so then a trap bar deadlift makes more sense, right? But then again, like if the goal is to lift more weight, then you do an elevated trap bar deadlift, a rackable one, right? And then beyond that, because then your weakest link is like your grip in your hands, why not just attach the weight to your hips and use like a heavy duty dip belt? So it's pretty smart. And my thought is there's practically no downsides to it. It's like your chance of injury is like practically zero, because once again, you're leveraging the strongest part of your body. Yeah, it makes more sense. The only reason you wouldn't do it is if you're trying to follow some sort of loser standardized internet blueprint. Well, this restaurant's really good, Molly's. All right, so as a consequence, and also, you know, if you want to get stupid rich, just buy MSTR. This place food's really good. Molly's, Cambodia. Apparently, Chef Gordon Ramsay even went here. Gotta find somebody. All right, so as a consequence, yeah, MSTR, 2x lever long Bitcoin is the way. Oh wow, so pretty, right? Yeah, this restaurant, nice. Sister, can I order a takeaway? Yeah, bye. Yeah, everyone here so hot. Bong sabsabay. Yay. Can you just order the takeaway?
Yes.
Ooh, come on. Come on. Krobol. Krobol is that? How do you say gold in Khmer? Gold. Gold.
Gold.
How do you say gold in Khmer? Crowboy? Crowboy is the at?
Robust.
Yeah. Oh, can I order the takeaway?
Yeah, what kind?
Can I see the... I think I'll just get the thing that I got last time.
Would you like
My propone loves it. Okay, last time what did I get? The beef? Which one's the beef? This is a beef one, right?
beef?
Yeah, this one. And then the super chingang one was...
Mali soup? Oh,
Yeah.
Mali don.
Can you get all three? Wait, can you get... Yeah, let me get three. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
And takeaway?
Okay, please take a seat first.
Okay, akumbong. And yeah, so yeah, look at this place. Malis. Look, Chef Gordon Ramsay. Chef Lu Meng, and apparently Jackie Chan went here too. Anyways, all right, so let me continue. Oh yeah, check out my koi fish. I think a hard thing for people to understand is, yeah, life here is much better than loser America. So, thinking about life in America and think about leverage, financial leverage. So the reason why it actually makes more sense to, be at one in a country that's you have more financial leverage is because if you are traditionally in a place with less financial leverage, the downside is that you cannot leverage your money effectively. So, for example, a funny thought is, so I'm a big fan of the KHR, the Khmer Reel, and the new Sosoro Museum in Phnom Penh is amazing. You definitely must go. And as a consequence, it's kind of like a wise idea to think and consider how much further your dollar could go. So, for example, here the highest currency is like a 50,000 real note, which is like effectively their $100 note. But in US dollar terms, it's like $12, right? And so you have a stack of these yellow $10 bills essentially, and you become a super insanely big baller. And to us Americans, it looks like, monopoly money, which is nice because you could essentially stay rich forever. And it's like stable. I mean, my personal theory is I'm sure that the Cambodian National Bank, they have a stockpile of like US dollars in their treasury, and therefore as a consequence it's quite stable. AI could make you 1 trillion times more effective rather than being on Stack Overflow all day to try to find out some sort of technical answer. And also like a new thing that I've been doing is like I don't think it really works, but like at least trying to build new like free open source plugins for WordPress. So like for example, how can you make it like easily indexable by ChatGPT search, because that's obviously the way forward. And also some other thoughts include, like if you want to do like quote unquote charity work, the goal is to actually, peer-to-peer, it has to help, like a simple thing, you get a massage, give them like the 50,000 real note, their $100 bill. So it's interesting. So then as effectively the currency here is at least 10x levered. So if the American currency, the highest currency is a $100 bill, right? Then as a consequence, once again, the dollar is levered long, the Khmer Reel at least 10x. So if you automatically want to make yourself 10 times richer, living here is kind of the way. And yeah, especially now with all the deportations and ICE, I'm like, yeah, America's not good. And actually the truth is America is very cruel, C-R-U-E-L. Look, Jackie. Look at this place, so nice. Look at all this whitefish. So as a consequence, it kind of makes sense because I think one of the big downsides of being in America's kind of like a very sad place. Like it is not a happy society. It's there's too much chaos in a bad way. Too many distractions. Ain't nobody like name one American you've ever met that's happy. Look at that smile. You can't fake that, right? And so my thought is actually this combination of like Hinduism meets Buddhism meets like Khmer autocracy culture. People are just like way more like at peace. And the upside of being at peace is, obviously you could still like strive for more life. Oh, look at that. So beautiful. You can strive for more. It's like, it's a virtue. Yet you do it in this like kind of this not anxious, hurried way. And so you just essentially could live a better life for yourself, your kids, your family, etc. And so like here, like if you live in Phnom Penh, you could afford to have like 12 kids. Whereas in the States, maybe you could have like 1.75 kids, right? At best, yeah, look, you see Maybach's, I see candy, look at that. 2E77777. To top off my Maybach. And it's funny too, because like, even while being here, I don't even know the word for money. So money here, it's rather just used more like, a practical thing. Rather than, people want money for the sake of money. I think in America, because the economy is so broken, people always think about money because once again, like even if you're rich in America, life there is not very good. Life here is much better. So some thoughts. Always try to figure out how to strategically adjust your lever. My goal is to rack pull 7 times my body weight. I'm currently at 6.8. So I'm 75 kilograms, about 182 centimeters tall. Rack pull 508 kilograms. There's no sign of me stopping soon. And the difference is I'm not on the juice. I'm actually very, very handsome desu. Cause like you just see all these like, dudes like strong men. It's like they is not SEXY, right? Like it's like they have so much steroids. Like can they even have kids anymore if they wanted to? Yeah, so that's an important thought. And so I think in life, maximizing your leverage and 1000xing what you're already really good at is better than trying to do stuff that you're not very good at. So for example, I'm like the goat of blogging and vlogging. And so it makes more sense for me to focus on those two rather than try to learn how to do programming, in which ChatGPT can now do this for me. And actually the interesting thought is, if you could hire, a trillion, Stanford PhD computer scientists and pay them only $200 a month, like, would you do it? Yeah, that's the way to think about AI and ChatGPT Pro. So I think I'll probably keep paying for it until something better comes out, which is probably never. Yeah, so merge with the machine, become a human centaur. I think humans who are able to best leverage AI intelligently will run the future.